really fun video today. I have a MAC dupes video, and this one is all drugstore edition. So I'm really excited to do this. This was difficult. I've planned on doing this for a little while, and it really took me some time to look through and swatch and find and all that jazz. So I think I found some really great ones. There's a couple that aren't like exact, but I'll tell you the differences that I see. So I'll make sure and point out if I see any differences between the two, but I think I've got some good ones here. So yeah, I've got a lot, so we're gonna jump right on in. So the first one I have is MAC's Gold Mine. This is just a bright yellowy gold. There's that one. And the dupe for it is this Wet n Wild I Got Good Jeans trio, and it's this one right here. Now I will say some of these look different in the swatches versus when you get them on your hand. And well, actually, mostly the Wet n Wild, you kind of have to build them up a little bit versus the MAC. But actually some of the MAC ones you have to build up too. So I will say that. So you may have to kind of apply them with a stronger hand. Okay, so this one right here is MAC, and this one is Wet n Wild. MAC's Gold Mine, Wet n Wild, I Got Good Jeans, the gold one. Yeah, so there's that one. Next one is MAC's Dazzleite. This was a difficult one to find because it has like a certain kind of sheen to it that's almost a little bit pinky. And the closest one I could find is this Walking on Eggshells trio from Wet n Wild. Obviously the brow bone, the top one. And this one it's a little bit more white, but when you have them side by side, they are really, really darn close. And on your eye, I don't think you'd be able to tell the difference at all. I'm getting them dark enough where you can really see them. Okay. So there are those two. This one is MAC's Dazzleite, and this one is the Walking on Eggshells trio, the brow bone color. So there's that one. Next is MAC's Honey Lust. This one I've had a long time. I remember wearing this a lot in college. It's very glittery, so that's one thing about this. And the dupe is this Comfort Zone palette from Wet n Wild. It is this color right here, the second one. This one is not as glittery. It's more kind of metallic versus glittery, but the colors are pretty much dead on, and on your eyes they look really similar. Really, really, really close. Okay, there are these two. This one is Honey Lust, and this one is the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone. Pretty. I have a lot of Wet n Wild dupes in here. Okay, next one is MAC's Satin Taupe. This was challenging. I spent the most time trying to find this one because it's one of my favorites. And I would say honestly, I would just spend the money and get this one because it's so pretty. But okay, so there's Satin Taupe. And then the dupe is the Sweet as Candy trio, and it's the middle one. Mine got a little weird because I've been swatching it so much. You know, you have like oils on your hand. Let me try to like crack through some of that. Get some pigmentation out of there. So on my fingers, they don't look super, super similar, but on my hand, now you have to build up the Sweet as Candy one. Let me do that. The MAC definitely has more of a sheen to it, for sure, and it's slightly darker. This one's Satin Taupe from MAC, and this one is the trio from Wet n Wild, Sweet as Candy. So they're not exact, but they really are the closest I could find. Another one that's similar is Wet n Wild's Nutty, but I feel like it's not as close as this one, in my mind. Now, everybody has different opinions about dupes, but that's my thought on that one. My fingers are getting messed up. Okay, I'm gonna check my notes real quick. Now on to, let's see, we've got MAC's Electra. This one would have a lot of dupes, honestly. It's just kind of a bright silver, so you could You could grab a lot of different silvers, but this one that I grabbed is Don't Steal My Thunder from Wet n Wild, this trio, the silver in there. And they are really darn close. If anything, the Wet n Wild has maybe a little bit more silver to it, but side by side they're almost identical. Identical. This one is MAC and this one is the Wet n Wild. Really, really similar. Okay, and then on to, let's see, let's do this one. MAC's Copper Ring. So pretty. This one's just a light copper color. This makes blue eyes pop. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. Which I'm hoping to have a Make Blue Eyes Pop video up soon, a tutorial. Now on my hand, these really do not look that similar. But when you swatch them, they're actually quite close. The MAC maybe has a little bit more red in it. This one's MAC, and this one is, oh, I didn't tell you. NYX Copper. Did I say that? I don't know, but it's NYX Copper is the dupe. So that's MAC, that's NYX Copper. Coppering. That makes it easy. Okay, and then next is MAC's Cranberry. This one's beautiful. I love it. It's a cranberry color. Very original. It lives up to its names. It lives up to its name. Cranberry. Okay, and then the dupe is NYX Rust. These are very close. Very, very close. Probably maybe the closest dupe so far. Okay. And honestly, the NYX is more opaque. Okay, so this one is MAC and this one is the NYX. So yeah, I would say that the NYX one is slightly more pigmented. That's interesting. Okay, and now on to, we're going to do a pigment. We're going to do MAC's Blue Brown pigment. So I'm going to try to do this without getting it everywhere. Say a little prayer. Say a little prayer. Okay, here we go. This one's so pretty because it has like a duochrome color. So pretty. Oh, I didn't get it far enough over. That's okay. And then the dupe is from the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. This one right down here. It is so close. Different texture, obviously. One is a pigment and one is a pressed shadow, but for me, honestly, I would much rather deal with a pressed shadow because pigments are just hard to work with. Okay, we're gonna go over here. So this is MAC and this is Wet n Wild. Pretty darn close. They still have that kind of red undertone and that duochrome look. Love that. Okay, so there was that one. Getting confused. What have I not done yet? Okay, I did that. Okay, now we're gonna move into some colors. So this one is MAC's Humid. It's just a dark foresty green color. Woo! I almost dropped it. Oh, so scary. And then the dupe is Wet n Wild Cool as a Cucumber trio. Oops, you can't see that. This one right down here. This one is not as pigmented. You really have to build it up. Like I had to really put a lot on my hand there. My finger, whatever. Hand, finger, you know what I mean. This one you're gonna have to build up a little bit, but the color is the same. Or really, really, really close. Not as pigmented, same color. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so there are those two. This one is MAC's Humid. This side is Wet n Wild. Cool as a Cucumber. Okay, I'm trying to turn my arm so you can see it. Okay, and then next is MAC's Deep Truth. This one's so pretty. It's just a beautiful dark blue with kind of a duochrome look to it. So pretty. And the dupe to it is the L'Oreal Infallible in Midnight Blue. Ooh, I love the L'Oreal Infallibles. They are beautiful. If you haven't tried these, they really are wonderful. And their quality is amazing. Every time they come out with new colors, I'm all about it. So there are those two. And actually, I like the L'Oreal Infallible better. It has more color to it. Now I will say the MAC has more of a duochrome look, but I think if you applied the L'Oreal Infallible wet, more of that duochrome would come out in it, in the L'Oreal. Okay, so there are those two. This one is MAC, that one is the L'Oreal Infallible. Hope you can see that. Okay. This is so funny. I'm suddenly a rainbow colored zebra. Okay, now we're gonna get into ones that I don't think are exactly the same, but they're very, very close. So the first one is MAC's Steamy. So pretty. This one is, my fingers are dyed. This one is just gorgeous. It is like just a bright turquoisey color. Yeah, beautiful. And the dupe is the L'Oreal Infallible in Endless Sea. This is gorgeous. I love it. I dropped it the other day and I almost cried. But it goes back together. Like, if that's the good thing about these, is they're like a pressed pigment. So if you drop them, you just stick them right back in the tub. So there are those two together. Okay. Get those on there. Like I said, love the L'Oreal Infallibles. They're amazing. Okay, so this one is the MAC and this one is L'Oreal. I'm doing them side by side so that you can really see, you know, just how close they are. They really are close. I would say the MAC is maybe just slightly more green, but again, I think on your eyes you really would not be able to tell the difference. And you get a cost savings. I mean, this is huge too. You get so much product in there. Okay, and then the last one is MAC Tracks. This is one of my favorite MAC shadows. It is gorgeous. It's like a purple with gold shimmer in it. Beautiful. I have to lean and get my swatch. I mean my swatch, really? My palette. Oh, there it went. This is the Wet n Wild Petal Pusher palette, and the dupe is this one right here on that side. Very, very close. Looking at them, I almost can't tell the difference on my finger, but for some reason I remember thinking they were different, so let me get them on my arm. Okay, now I remember. The Wet n Wild is has more purple to it, and the MAC has more of a brown kind of an undertone, but they're really darn close. Okay, so there's the MAC and there is Wet n Wild. Okay, can you see it? Hopefully so. So there are all of the dupes that I found. I'm excited about the ones I found. I think I did pretty good. Let me know if you like these. I plan on doing more dupe videos, but like I said, this was difficult. So I'd like to maybe do an Inglot dupe video because I have a lot of Inglot shadows. Really what I found is that I don't have a ton of matching shadows in Drugstore versus MAC or even Urban Decay, which is good. It means I have like variety in my eyeshadow collection, but it makes it difficult to find dupes for you guys. So, but I think definitely with Inglot I could find some good ones for the MAC shadows that I do own. And then also I'd like to do some lipstick dupes. So that's going to be coming at some point, but give me some time because it takes some time. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please like it and thumbs it up if you did like it. Please subscribe if you're new. I would love to have you to my channel. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!